Okay, I did some leveling up, and now we're going to talk a bit about our evil heroes. So, up first, I had picked Garland, so I leveled him up to 8. So I'll just show you what he's got. He's a black mage. He has Crack, which was the name of Quake back in the original Final Fantasy 1. So, I turned him into a siege hero. So, Crack did damage only to buildings, just like Earthquake from Warcraft 3. In hindsight, the mana cost on this was way too high as I was just playtesting, but it's K. And then his other ability was Inferno, which allowed him to wave clear really fast, because it basically instant kill one of the 2 sets of the melee or ranged heroes with this, and it was just a long range nuke, so you would summon a little cool Inferno looking thing. That still only did damage in the center here. And then his Quake was just Earthquake, but I think I added some cuddle effects too. Can't remember if those were in the regular Earthquake or not. And then his ultimate was Chaos form, which would turn him into Chaos, who was a reskinned. I think I found this on one of the Warcraft 3 sites at the time. Which one? I didn't make this. Forward it from another skin artist. But that ultimate would give him chaos damage at range, which was good against buildings. He was really good at siege. So I'm going to repick him, and we'll show off the rest of the squad. So Final Fantasy 1 through 6 was Garland and his 4 fiends mainly. And then the 4 fiends of Earth. So anyway, so we have Garland, Tiamat, who's air, Kainazo, who's at Stomp, Waterwall, Tsunami. At one point he had the ultimate where he would split into the Ninja Turtles. It was turtle power. It was fun. And Rubicant, the Fire Mage. So one of my favorite abilities from all of this was Fair Fight. So his ultimate was Fair Fight. If you remember, every time you fought Rubicant, it was usually at the end of a big dungeon. So he would heal you before you fought him. And I'm like, this is really weird for an enemy to do. So the ultimate is Tranquility that works on both sides. And it heals everyone to full. So you could basically send in 1 or 2 guys of your team to try to bait them in, blow all their cooldowns on them, use Fair Fight to heal back up, and then heal everyone back up, and then start the fight with your cooldowns up. So it was pretty fun and interesting. Funny. Zemus, the boss of FF4. Mind Control, Nuke, and Big Bang. Kefka, Atomic Ray, from Think and Laugh was his ultimate. We'll definitely play with that. Emperor Gestal had Tech Missile, Magitech Shield, and Murton. I think he was a Sieger as well. No, he's a nuker. Sephiroth, everyone is most favorite evil hero. I think I had a cool skin. Shadow Flare, Hella Slice, which was custom ability, and Supernova, I believe. Throw him off. Edia, Blizzard Palm, Cold Snap, and Ice Strike. He was your Frost Mage. Uja was your equivalent of Rydia. Summons Black Waltz, Silver Dragon, and Flare Star. Seymour had Sending, Anima, and Requiem. I don't remember half of these. Ormav, the big bad from FFT, had his he would basically just lower. He was a super debuff dude. So he was one of the guys where you had to have the dispels. Hellcry Punch, Shellbust Stab, and Blastar Punch would all debuff something. I think one of them destroyed weapons in the game, so it would lower your damage. One would destroy armor, that one lowered your armor, etc. One of the Marquise Assassins. I really liked FFT at this time. Allure, Stop, Bracelet, and Ultima, which was the exact same. I guess FF12 did just come out. I played it, so Vayne, Tank. He had Divine Sword, Contempt, and Attention. Don't even remember those abilities. Then in our All-Stars, all Square Enix, we have Lavos, Time Mage, obviously, Tentacle Strike, Feed, and Light of Judgment. He was kind of fun. Ozzy was a warrior, bomb, anvil drop, and trap. Chrono, or Slash, sorry. So we had Ozzy, Slash, and Flee. Slice and Dice, Reanimate, X-Strike. Gang Batting. Wow, so bad. Mini and Silence. Ramses from Xenogears, Multi-Thrust, Mirror Stance, and Blaze Stance. So his Mirror Stance was a fun ability to code, or trigger, his trigger coding system. He would put up a debuff, and then the next person who attacked him, he would immediately summon, I think I had to summon like a clone of him so it would animate properly. But he would immediately counterattack with a huge damage. So it was basically like Marth in Smash Bros. So that was pretty fun. Build, because that was not built into it. Eve from Parasite Eve, the Siege Mage. So she had, her ultimate was Tentacles, which is kind of like Asmodan. Kind of plays a bit like Asmodan. And then the Mana Goddess from Legend of Mana. Eclipse, Mana Steel, and Wrath. So I didn't play a lot of these heroes. I was usually side. But we'll definitely start off with Kefka here. This was another one where I found a really cool skin that looked a lot like Kefka in his final form. So I borrowed this skin from somebody. Obviously made off of Illidan. I'm gonna need to gain some levels first. I can use everything. So his Atomic Ray ability, also a supercharged ray of energy. Black hole. We have Forsaken, summons a storm of cursed energy to smite Kefka's enemies. I think that was a Fan of Knives with ability looking. Forsaken. Oh, that was a Thunderbolt. Yeah, that was a Thunderbolt skill with different animation. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Kefka uses my Knack Laugh, demoralizes opponents. Drains 12 MP from nearby heroes over 3 seconds. Oh no. Yes. He actually, you don't have, I'm not recording the in-game sound. I had the Kefka laugh in there, and when he laughs, it's very fun. Okay, so that's Kefka. Let's go back and repick somebody else's interesting. What's the next skin? Sephiroth had one. Yeah. Also an Illidan skin. So I had Masamune at one point, but he did not. Yeah, he did not do very well. It was like all over the place, but still, it looks pretty cool. I think. Maybe not his portrait. A little damaged goods there, but for the most part, he looks pretty cool. So Shadow Flare blasts target with energy, so blows him up. Teleslice. Basically a blink strike. I teleport to them and do damage in a line, I think. So he was obviously a melee assassin, and his goal was to stuff. So stealth, he can do wind walk. So this is his ninja skill set, which a couple people. Yeah. So quick, more XP. So we can show you Supernova. There we go, Supernova. I'll wait till the next wave. In case it only damages dudes. So it takes forever to charge, and then fun damage. Let him kill us. Oh yeah, that was another interesting mechanic I had. So any of the, it probably does this in other games too, but any of the gold that would be made by the that you miss and is made by like the kills by the creeps or the tower, that gold gets put into a pool and then split amongst everybody. So this gold per second that you kind of trickle in occasionally, like that, a chunk of 30, that was it splitting up all the money it just made in the last 20 seconds. So, do one more super. Takes a while to charge, and but typically you would start with that, so that and try to be out of view so they can't see you, and then let it hit, and then you would stealth in. And smoke. The target can't cast spells and misses 15% of their attacks for 3 seconds, so you use that to stop spellcasters from killing you. Or you can teleslice in and stealth out. Like, basically, he was designed to be a cool function. Okay, and let's go off a couple more. Don't want this one to be quite as long as my other demo one. But, okay, I think Lavos was pretty. Yeah, let's do Lavos. And I'll show Ramses as well, because so Lavos had this, like, I forget what they were. The perfect skin. It looks just like Lavos. And he's just, I don't care if I have a walking animation, I just blob across the screen. So, he had an interesting set of. So at a certain point, I was like, I need to remake all of these cool abilities and make them look as cool as possible. Tentacle Strike sends out a wave of tentacles, so some tail. Speed. Must target a hero, but it was drain life that drained from a long distance. It had a very short start distance, but had a high leash distance. So they had to walk really far away, but I couldn't just do it from anywhere. So, levels should come faster now, because we've got to the time. I had a time in here at one point. But there's more enemies spawning per wave now. Let's go to it. Oh yes, because he was a time mage, he has haste. It was also fun to watch the giant Lavos. There we go. Light of Judgment. He summons Light of Judgment to carve the flesh of. So I believe this was based off of what's his face's ultimate, the Locust Swarm. So yeah, he summons out the Light of Judgment and does damage to whoever it can find and brings him back to heal you. Looked really cool. I think these were the Phoenix animations or something like that. The Phoenix birth animation. And then they all show up and heal. So, that was pretty cool. Go back to base. Get another. Ramses has custom Death Knight skin that was actually came on a regular horse. So he looked closer to Ramses. Yeah. So he was a tank. So yeah, he goes into a defensive stance. While defending, if anyone attacks, he will retaliate with a fatal blow. Multi-slash. dashes into the target and slices the enemy multiple times. So I'm just gonna go out things. So whoever attacked me, I actually teleport to and attack with higher damage. And then multi-thrust, he like dashes around the target and gets bonus damage. So he was kind of a fun hero to program as well. And no, get my blaze stance. Multi-thrust was really good at chasing heroes down. You teleport them to them twice. So sometimes you would end up, because of the Warcraft III engine, you'd end up teleporting around behind them. How long there's probably forever. So yeah, see how I did huge damage on the rear strike. So it was something where you could get hit, and that's what initiated. The enemy hitting you is how you initiate. And then you would multi-strike, blaze stance, which just was a giant immolation, if I remember. So he was a fun little hero. I want to try Vayne because I don't remember making him. I don't remember anything about his abilities. I guess this is supposed to be Vayne when he's in his final form. Vayne summons magical swords to seek out enemies. Deal damage. Tempt. The dot with some initial damage. Probably Shadow Strike. Yeah, it was based on Shadow Strike. And Divine Sword summons out. So it was also Locust Swarm, but I lowered their speed. And the swords just kind of fly around and attack. This sword was the crystal sword for some other project that somebody was working on. And I asked if I could use it. They let me. And I had it as Cecile's sword, and it overlapped. So the joint that it would attach to perfectly overlapped with Cecil's swords. He looked really cool with it for... Okay, I think this was Black King Bar. Yeah. Even says for Cosmodon. So I just had Avatar. Interesting. Interesting. One more? Let's do one more. So we did Kafka and we did Sephiroth. So we did the big two. Let's see who else we got. Trying to think of who has unique, cool looking abilities. I think Ace Strike was. Anima was also pretty cool. Yeah. He's just a blue tinted Kale Path. Water. I don't know why I picked Water Mage. Probably because there was no water themed hero. Match Undyne spell list. Oh yeah, that was a pretty cool ability. So Sending, he would revive a corpse, and that corpse would immediately cast a heal AoE spell. And then die. Then Anima, you would summon him, and he would randomly snare two things near him. So it was really good at catching running heroes. Snaring them for up to 4 seconds if they were the only target. And the snares did damage over time. Good rain. Water effect. Made you need the magic. Requiem. That was Requiem. Very strong. Deals 250 explosive damage to the target and 150 surrounding units over 5 seconds. Stink. Okay, I think I showed off most of the cool abilities. I showed off the evil heroes, the good heroes, my items, and my initial mechanics. So, this, like I said, was in the middle of a transition, so I did have creeps at one point, and they all did cool things. And I did have the neutral bases set up at one point. Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to check out. I'm gonna repick. Here at the base anyway. Let's let's pick a cool neutral we didn't play yet. Ultros. Oh yes. Everyone's favorite octopus. So there's a red dot there, which I think I had as a boss. But I don't know. So he has ink, which would blind everyone. Yes. Oh, it's Proud Claude. He's gonna destroy me. Oh wow. Yeah, so he was my Roshan or whatever you want to call him. At one point I had the 8 dragons of the Crusaders. They were all scattered across the map, and if you defeated the majority of them, or no, on when the 8th one was killed, it would always notify you whenever any one of them would die. And when the 8th final one was killed, you would get the item that you get from them from Final Fantasy VI. Originally, the exit was an item, so you only have 5 items, and your other item was a gate key. But I moved to exit to the spell everyone got so that you could have more item diversity. Yeah, lots of stuff happened. So if you start as another player, I had a whole bunch of game modes. I'll show you the game modes. One more video. Come back in a second.